Hello, and welcome to 2022. Thank you for being here, and welcome back to I'll Call You Right Back podcast. Much needed break was taken the last few weeks of December, and I'll tell you right now, it was needed, and it was much appreciated. But first thing is first. So, Turner Dairy Farms, one of the iconic brands of Pittsburgh, proudly sponsors of the podcast, starting off 2022 with a bang. And they are, they just rung in their 50th year, or their 50th year for tea, Fifth Tea, I believe that their campaign is called, but 50 years of Turner's Premium Tea. I mean, I grew up on it. A lot of people listening to this grew up on it. I mean, you can't but take a second to reflect on the memories you have with one of them cartons or one of them thug jugs in your hand. So shout out to Turner's 50 years. Congratulations on that. 2022, the last month of December was fucking crazy. Last time I was talking to you guys on here, I was telling you about I had shit going on my head. Knock on wood, I don't have it happening anymore right now, so that's awesome. Crazy shit going on. Obviously, I was exposed to COVID, so like me and my wife were freaking out. We thought we had COVID maybe, because it was pretty close at one point, but, knock on wood again, no COVID for us. But it was just a wild, it's wild because holidays, you're expected to hang out with family, but realistically, shit's crazy. So it's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. But I'm just happy that we moved past the holidays with minimal damage, and we could move on to 2022 with, a fucking banger, to be honest. The reason that everyone is here, but this week I sit down with MyFavoriteColor. MyFavoriteColor is a artist, rapper, whatever you want to call him, but he is he could be a creative genius. He's something of a creative genius if you follow him on Instagram at MyFavoriteColor. But he, like I said, he raps and he puts out, he puts out dope music. He's from Pittsburgh. Actually, I learned in this podcast that he's not necessarily from Pittsburgh. He's kind of a mix between the West Coast and the East Coast, but he got all the best of both worlds. But I was pumped to have him in here because he's someone that I've followed from afar. I known of him. I wasn't someone who was just keeping tabs on him all the time, but I saw he was coming back to the city again, and I tried to link up with him a couple years ago before he even moved to LA again, but he came back to Pittsburgh, and we sat down and we chopped it up, and to be honest, it was a dope conversation. I never know what to expect whenever I have any sort of artist in here, because it's just, you never know what people are. And if you follow him on Instagram, like I said, at MyFavoriteColor, it's honestly kind of a mockery. He's a cut up, straight up just a cut up, silly goose. And I thought he would be dope to talk to, and he was, did not disappoint. We chop it up about movies, The Sopranos, kind of what it's like being an independent artist transitioning to a signed artist. He's a signed artist with Rostrum Records, who originally was from Pittsburgh, but I learned in this interview they are now on the West Coast over in LA, and it's dope to be able to hear that story. And he kind of took that journey pretty quick from being a independent artist up into a signed artist, so to speak. I mean, obviously he's been rapping since back in the day, but it kind of happened, and it's awesome to see the possibilities that you could accomplish whenever you have a good team behind you. And with Rostrum behind him, it seems they got a good team. He's putting out fire videos. If you check out the Mayday video on YouTube, you'll see that it's I can't even explain what it is. We kind of talk about what's going on in this episode, but MyFavoriteColor, he's just flying an airplane, out of nowhere. And, he just dropped a clip on Instagram and people were like, what the fuck is going on? But, he walks me through that whole situation, and it was just a dope conversation. I knew that I had a good conversation coming to me, but I just, like I said, I never know which way it's going to go, and I was happy which way this car drove. But without further ado, episode 190 of I'll Call You Right Back. Actually, before we get to the end of this, I just want you to know I appreciate everyone that's been listening the past. I mean, we just hit 4 years. I'm pumped about it. I am excited for the new year. You know, I got some dope shit in the tuck, but yeah, we'll get to that. You know, we'll get to that as it unfolds. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But without further ado, episode 190 of I'll Call You Right Back podcast with My Favorite Color. I am somewhat of a new. I'm somewhat of a new follower of yours.
Word, yeah, fire. I'm glad you made your way over, man.
I know, right? You got headphones there if you want them. It's up to you. But, I mean, you just want to jump into it? You good with it?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, let's go.
I gotta use the telephone.
Hello?
Telephone.
I'll call you right back. Call you right back.
Telephone.
I'll Call You Right Back podcast. All right. So like I said, I appreciate you being here.
For sure.
I know that you're here over from the West Coast.
Indeed,
and
indeed.
Limited time, and I appreciate you making this happen.
For sure. Thank you for inviting me, man.
Yeah, and I apologize for Sunday. That was a spur of the moment situation.
Yeah, you're so apologetic. I'm like, bro, it's cool.
Dude, I fucking hate when people make plans with me and then just like cancel last minute because you know what's worse than that?
Nah, it's like you accidentally. It's like you came off like a liar, but it was out of your control.
It really was.
Like I hate that
really
shit.
was.
That happens to me all the time with a bunch of stuff.
Well, I appreciate your understanding. You know, I always feel that it's important for me to, you know, convey that, you know, reiterate that to people because I fucking hate it when people cancel on me. Nothing worse than that.
Yeah, it was all good because like people do the same shit to me. So like it was like I totally understood.
That's like the foundation of the entire podcast, though. Is like I'll Call You Right Back was because you know people will hit me up, or people would always used to like hit me up, and I would just be like, "Yo, I'm busy. I'll call you right back." And I just never really, you know, it's not malicious. It's just like I just don't really plan for it to happen. But I don't think we ever met in person. I think I've seen you from a distance.
Where was I? Do you remember?
I think that it was like a show at Threads, maybe.
Okay. I don't even remember. I probably did perform at Threads, honestly. Like, should be just a blur. I used to do hella shows out here.
I can't remember the whole situation of what it was, but I know that I remember, you know, the name. And I knew that I remember, you know, just by seeing you, but there was all kinds of crazy shit that would be coming through there. But I mean, where are you from? Like I have no idea anything about your background.
Bro, nobody knows where I'm from. It's hilarious. Like,
are you from Pittsburgh?
All right, so I'm originally from California. So I lived all around California. I lived in Inglewood. I lived in Paramount. I lived in Compton. I lived in the Valley. So that's like Van Nuys, Burbank area.
Yeah.
But I moved here like at a young age. You know what I'm saying? Like I officially moved here like no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm finishing school here at like mid 8th grade.
Yeah.
But I was back and forth here like growing up already. So, you know, I would like visit for summers, et cetera, et cetera. So I was already like making friends here and shit. But I didn't officially live here until like adolescent time and shit.
Yeah.
And right after I got signed, I just moved right back. So I think it was always one of those things where like I was basically a nomad at the end of the day, but like nobody could really pinpoint where I lived from like my sound and all types of other shit. So yeah, that was like kind of how I was trying to keep it, just like so nobody would like have like a prejudgment of me or nothing. Yeah, and I kind of just like came out of nowhere and shit.
Yeah, because like I feel like you know I kind of. I was wondering what the fuck that weird noise was, but it's the tea kettle right there.
Word.
That water is ready if you want some tea. I'm going to grab some too. But I was wondering, like, I was trying to, like, follow along with, like, your page and shit like that. And, like, kind of, you know, I feel like that I do a good job at knowing, like what's going on in the city and like who's around in the city and like doing shit. But I like didn't know too much about you. Same thing with Camo, who I just interviewed. Like I knew that he was buzzing in the city, and I just wanted to learn more about him.
Yeah. He's I used to see him around all the time.
Yeah. But like I wanted to, I came across you recently, probably through like Zeds again.
Okay.
I feel like Zeds was posting a bunch of your shit, and
Zed is my dog. Shout out to Zed.
I know what a great team they got down there. You know what I mean?
Really
But
good dudes.
I started following your shit, and I think it was whenever Velma was coming out, and I think it was your song "Funeral," because I think I remember seeing you post something that was saying like this was one of the only songs that like made your mother feel some way.
Yeah. She was like pissed and like nervous and sad and shit, but she respected like
The artistic,
the retrospective vision of it and shit.
It's interesting becoming an adult and like kind of doing some shit that I guess I should have brought some fucking spoons down.
Yeah, I was like, you got something to stir it?
Yeah, I did. Hold on. But I kind of like, getting older and shit like that, I feel like, I don't know, I do this, like I talk, I have so much time of me talking to like everyone online. My mom listens to like a good bit of the shit that I say, and some of it's out of pocket. Like it really is.
Man, I say some crazy shit.
I know you do.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's interesting because like an adult, it's like we're coming into our own, we're being our own people. And it's like my mom necessarily doesn't, agree with like, maybe all the shit that I say. She don't want me to say fuck a lot. But it's wild to see like, how they just have to respect what we're doing with it all.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's like as long as it's working, there's not really much they can say.
I agree with that. As far as being a musician, when did this like kind of start? Because I see that Go came out in 2018. Is that like the year that it started?
That's like the first year I recorded music.
Like before that?
So before that, I was always like rapping. Like everybody knew I was a rapper. Everybody knew I could rap, but like I just never took it too seriously. I would just like, battle random kids at lunch and like.
When did you start? Like middle school?
I was like, I remember like literally being in like 5th grade and seeing like Kanye West rapping and shit and telling my mom like, yeah, I want to do that shit one day. Like it like stems back to like way before rapping was cool. Like I like had a music MySpace page and shit.
Oh wow.
And I used to post music on there, but like I didn't like record in booths or anything. But I had like an MP3 player, and I would hit the record button on it, and I would like play a beat in the background and just like freestyle
some old school shit.
Yeah, like you could like hear the static in it and
that's
shit.
What's up. That builds character.
Yeah,
that's character.
Man, real shit. I was like rapping early though. Like I probably recorded my first thing on my MP3 player when I was like 12 or some shit.
How old are you now?
I'm 24.
Okay, so you came up right in the kind of the thick of it all. Right now, it's like all kind of
it's everywhere right now.
Yeah, it's everywhere right now.
I came up where like Lil Wayne was like low key, unarguably the best rapper. You know what I'm saying? And Kanye West was like the different dude.
Yeah,
who was gonna birth all these different dudes after him and. You're weird if you liked MF Doom, but like if you did like MF Doom, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
like,
you were like part of like the inner circle.
Yeah, I liked a little bit of everything just because my mom was super into music forever.
That's where like you got a lot of your inspiration from?
Yeah, definitely. My mom, 100%.
And are you like someone that like grew up with like, music being played all the time in the house and shit?
Yeah, seriously. My mom would play everything, from like Funkadelic, Earth, Wind and Fire, Sade, to fucking Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Like it just went on and on and on. So I was hearing a lot of stuff throughout the house.
It's weird because like I hear a lot of people say that like, some of them, their parents would play shit all the time and like you would always have that in the house. But I don't remember music being played like in our house. It was more like, we watched like a lot of movies and shit. But anytime I'd be with my dad, I'd be like listening to shit, obviously. And I kind of find like my musical roots now comes from that shit. It's interesting like how much of it, pulls back from like how you were raised up on it, like what you were introduced to.
Yeah, literally. Like I like watched my baby videos, and my mom was really into movies too. It's like she like collect like VHS tapes and shit. So there's like random ass like Rush Hour playing in the background, or like Pulp Fiction playing in the background.
I know. I heard some of your references. I heard your Torture Like Mr. Blonde.
Oh yeah, the Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah. I love like that's like one of my favorite parts about like listening to people.
That's
like,
cool that
music.
you catch that type of shit though, because like I can only imagine what people even think I'm talking about. They're
For
like,
sure.
They're like, what the hell is he talking?
Well, that's what's
about?
cool about it because it's like I was never someone who was like a big like audiophile. Like I'm not someone who's like, dude, I know everything about MF Doom. Like I know all this about like all these people. I've listened to like Ready to Die probably a million times and still don't know all the lyrics.
For sure.
But it's like I've always appreciated it. I'm more about like the energy of everything, you know, like I just appreciate the energy. I appreciate the passion that everyone has with it all. But it's cool to like, you know, pick up on people's lyrics after just like being able to dive through it, because I just started listening to all your shit probably like, I don't know, 6 months ago whenever we tried to talk again. And I like ran through everything, and it's cool to like hear them like little anecdotes and like the references and shit like that. I've always like gravitated toward that, but
Yeah,
I think
I always try to put like a little bit of like personality in everything, and like so much shit like that made me.
Yeah.
Like as a person. So
Yeah.
like as a rapper, I try to, you know, shine as much light on it as I can.
well, it's interesting because you know, I always, another thing I like about people's projects is like the intros or like the, you know, the skits or whatever they put on there. And like, you're definitely someone who like does all this shit, but I thought it was cool on Go on that Slanted song. Like in the beginning of it, you posted like an interaction. I assume from what I see it as, I assume it was someone that you brought to the studio with you and they were fucking around and you were just like
Kept fucking talking.
yeah. And like, I feel like you making a choice to put that on your album, like speaks a lot about you as far as like knowing where you wanted to be at that period of time.
Yeah, it's just cool because like all the songs on Go is just like, that was before I was signed. That was just me trying to show people that I like music. You know what I'm saying? So it, especially in Pittsburgh, it was really cool that it resonated so well because I like didn't expect it to at all. And stuff like in the beginning of Slanted, again, that's like the same as putting like Reservoir Dogs references and shit. It's just like me trying to bring a little bit of my world into everything I'm doing musically so people could know exactly who I am as a musician.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that was just me and my homie just like fucking around, you know what I'm saying?
I like that though, because I liked you put it on there because it kind of like, you know, builds it kind of like paints a little bit more of a picture about like who you are as far as like, cause I mean, whenever I see your stuff, I think you're just like, you know, you're silly, you know, you be doing wild ass shit.
Hell yeah.
And, but it's cool whenever you have like, you know, it's like it's almost like the profoundly stupid, some of it. It's like you're just like super goofy, but under it all, you're really like saying real shit.
Yeah, I try to like have a great balance like between like, okay, he doesn't take himself too seriously, but he can seriously do this seriously.
And still, but you still know that you're nice. Like, and you could tell that. It's like the
100%.
perfect amount of like, it's a perfect amount of cocky, perfect amount of confident.
And it's like I try to have an amount of trolling too. Like I don't ever want anybody to think I'm seriously like flexing. Like I'm rich as fuck, get your money up. like nothing like that. It's just like I'm just trying to be like a stupid asshole. So you could be like, bro, this guy is a stupid asshole. I bet his music's stupid as fuck too. Then you listen and you're like, oh shit, he could actually rap. So.
And I feel like that's like exactly how you know, my experience of it was. I was like, you know, what the fuck is this dude going to be rapping about? And then like I started listening to shit like Funeral, and I was like, this is wild because, you know, it's very heavy, but then, you know, you could switch to like Dollars and like, you know, it's you got a lot of like different vibes of everything.
A bunch of different layers, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And it's cool to hear like how everything is. I'm curious though, like so you moved to LA for a little bit. How long?
Like my recent move to LA?
Yeah.
All right, so I moved back to LA 2019. Yeah. So it's about to be 3 years.
Yeah. And you're still over there, right?
Yeah.
Have you had your shoes stolen yet?
That's hilarious. Nah, this dude definitely pulled up on me trying to take my shoes down, just like asking what size they were. And I'm like,
that's that period of time where you're like, you could either, if they're silly, you're like, you just walk away, or you get that real hot feeling.
Nah, like swearing. I mean, there's certain spots in LA. It's just like, it's already a lose-lose situation no matter your response. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I say, like, they're a size 9, he's like, oh, that's cool, that's my size. Even if it's not his size, you're just going to take them and sell them.
Yeah, these are a 14.
You know, I just ran away. You know what I'm saying? You just do what you got to do. But yeah, you know, like, bullshit happens in LA all the time, but bullshit be happening here too, so it's just about staying cautious and knowing how to move around.
Be aware.
Yeah.
So whenever you drop this first project, Go, I'm curious. Like, you know, I would assume that you didn't really care about what people thought about you.
Hell no, bro. Like, that was like my fucking shtick.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, bro, like, I literally don't care at all.
Like in high school, I was kind of like same way, wearing fucking suit jackets, just like wearing pink and shit like that.
Man, I literally like, because I remember whenever I first got here, like, you know, just really like finding myself in Pittsburgh and shit. A lot of stuff I would do is a lot more like West Coast oriented, or like a lot more vibes like that. Like, I remember I first like was over here and a lot of people were jerking and shit. And, you know, I was already jerking because, you know, like, that's some LA shit. But I was wearing like tighter jeans and stuff. And, you know, out here a lot of people weren't like with that.
The only people,
you know,
the first people out here to wear tight jeans were the skateboarders.
Yeah.
And
so,
like,
so a lot of people were like clowning me at first and shit.
That's such a weird thing to think about, you know, back in like, you know, 2006, 2005, whenever people were like, you know, people would be calling people like homophobic slurs and
like
shit.
People were really calling me gay.
And
like flat out.
It's wild because, you know, the skateboarders have always kind of like, you know, that's who I grew up around, and it's like they always like kind of encompass the fuck you attitude and like wearing shit, and that's always dope. And like there's always some people in like hip hop and like, I mean, music in general that do that stuff, that it's just like, I don't know. It's so fun to like have that attitude, to just be like, I never really cared about shit.
Yeah, because it was like you kind of have to have that attitude whenever you know what you're doing is dope.
Yeah,
it's like, because whenever you're doing something that is definitely dope, there's no way everybody will think it's dope.
100%.
Like,
and if it is, and it's corny.
Yeah, exactly. Like if everybody loves it at first, I feel like it's probably not gonna last.
100%.
So once I see, you know, any like hate comment or like anybody just like at me as if they know me personally.
You be getting hate comments a lot?
All the time, bro. Like,
really?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like once you reach like a certain point, it's like people's jobs to just hate you.
I think I scrolled through like, I mean, a good bit of the comments on Mayday, and like every one of them was great.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not talking under my shit. It's always good. I'm saying like if I get reposted on like Our Generation Music or like one of those big music pages, it's like people just live to hate.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it is though.
You know what I'm saying?
Everyone's going to be critiquing your shit whenever they're just fucking sitting at home doing nothing.
Yeah, and I that's kind of already how I look at it too. You know, a lot of times I don't even like read stuff because I'm just like so locked in on what
I still like to know though. You know, I'm still one of the people that's like, I kind of want to hear what kind of shit he's saying.
The curiosity is always there, but you know, whenever it's just like blatant bullshit people are saying, it's just like not even worth it.
Yeah, it's more comical of it.
Yeah, like I don't know.
What was the response to like dropping your project? So I mean, like if you are, you know, taking music seriously, you're recording, you know, how long did it take you to record Go? All of it?
Man, I guess like a summer, or something like that. Like, because originally I recorded Go with the same group of people. So like 1-800, they were producing all of my music. They ended up breaking up though. But for Go, they produced everything. I met them in college in 2017.
Yeah.
So I remember going to college and just instantly knowing I didn't want to graduate. Like, I was just trying to meet the right people to really like, you know, lock in with me and make some cool shit work musically.
Yeah.
So, you know, I met this guy at college, Cody Maimon. I met Dom Pomp and I met Jeremy Rossinger. And they were like so fucking talented. And I instantly knew that I wanted to make music with them, but they were focused on graduating.
Yeah.
So right after they graduated, I just dropped out. And we just locked in and made Go. And then pretty much instantly people were fucking with it. I started getting shows like all over the place, and
that's dope. Yeah, that's super cool in the beginning. Yeah. What is like, you know, like before music and like what you wanted to do with music? Did you have any idea of like what you wanted to be besides this?
Man, so like my normal job that I wanted, like in case shit wouldn't work.
Yeah, the real people job in air quotes.
I wanted to be an English teacher.
Really?
Actually, yeah, because I've always been like really into literacy and just English in general. I just love
language.
Literature.
Is fascinating.
Yeah, so. Yeah, I just wanted to be one of those cool ass teachers. You know what I'm saying?
Like cool ass teachers.
The cool like the ones that like dress down on dress down day.
You know they smoke weed, but they still are like, don't be smoking no weed.
I wear like Jordans whenever the teachers are allowed to wear whatever they want.
I see people on Reddit, and it's like I follow like a sneakers page on Reddit, and there's always like the sick teachers that are like rocking some mochas and like just have the videos of the kids like, oh shit,
they're like, oh, Mr. Willis has Jordans. Like, I would have been one of those teachers for sure, but. Other than that, man, I just always wanted to act. I wanted to rap. I wanted to write screenplays. I wanted to like write movies.
You were into that shit early though, like writing stuff,
like forever, dude. Like literally for as long as I could remember.
That's what's up.
Everybody knows I wanted to do this shit. For sure.
Where like what was like, you know, who were some of your creative influences growing up? Like, were you a comedian type fan?
Man, I fucking love comedians. That too. Like I want to do stand ups and stuff too. But, yeah, I love comedians. I love like Richard Pryor. And
that's my favorite.
You know, I grew up loving Cat Williams. And, you know, there's a ton of comedians I love. I could fucking George Carlin. Like I could go on and on forever. But you know, I love the movies a lot too. I really, really love movies, and I was always the kid trying to dive into the like cult classic movies and shit, and just like catch up on all the shit that I would never see unless I actually locked in to see it. Musically, I loved, you know, MF Doom, like I said. I loved Tupac. I loved the whole like NWA movement. I loved the whole Bay movement. So I loved like Mac Dre, Too Short.
Yeah.
I love Mac.
I love Too Short. I mean, one of the most underrated, you know.
Yeah,
I feel
not
like
real, man.
People are slept on.
He one of the first people who made me feel cool and shit. Like,
Too Short just always just like, I remember listening to him in like middle school thinking like, this dude don't give a fuck.
Yeah, nah, he really didn't give a fuck about anything.
I know. I loved it.
And he still doesn't. It's
crazy. Like the shit that you're listening to, you're like, I can't let my mom listen to this.
Yeah, exactly. But whenever it comes to like music influences, there's just so many to name. But like, I guess some obvious ones would be like Mac, Isaiah Rashad. Isaiah Rashad is like my favorite rapper ever. That's like a known thing. I feel like it's to the point where like people like joke with me about it. Like
that's all right. You speak about it. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I got some fire shit with his brother about to drop too.
That's dope.
But yeah, shout out King the Cypher. But other than that, though, like Isaiah Rashad, Mac Miller, MF Doom, Tyler the Creator, basically the whole Odd Future.
Yeah.
You know, even entities of Odd Future. I love the internet.
Yeah.
I love Matt Martians. I love Sid. I love Steve Lacy. I love Patrick Page. I love all of them. They're all just great. I love music, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell it. You could definitely tell for sure. Your style from like where you were through Go to like Velma, because Velma I feel like sounded way different. Obviously,
way different. Yeah, I mean, I was just growing, dude.
Yeah, 2 years later,
more depressed.
It's wild because like 10 years ago, you know, you're just a completely different human being. In like 2 years, you're a completely different human being.
Literally. So I say that all the time.
It's cool because like I pretty much jumped through your whole catalog just like after, you know, that's the best part about like binge watching TV shows that are like 10 years old. Like I just watch all the Sopranos.
Oh,
it's
bro, like, we could talk about the Sopranos.
You just,
yeah, I love the Sopranos.
I'm going to write it down so I don't forget Sopranos because I haven't had anyone in here that I could chop it up with.
No, we could chop it up.
I'm pumped about it. But it's like, you know, for me to listen to one project, you know, I really didn't have that time to like, you know, marinate on it. You know, if you put out a project and people are fans of you, they're obviously going to like spin that record over and over and over again. But me, I listened to Go and then I just went right to Velma. And then, you know, I hear the two different sides of it. And it's like, it's very apparent that you could tell that yours like growth through it and like the way that you're thinking about things and like the message that you want to say. And I don't know, it's cool to be able to like see that in a world of like saturation, whether it's like podcasts, rappers, you know, anything, brands. It's like the people that like kind of make the shit that like stands out. And then, you know, I saw the Mayday video.
Oh yeah.
And the song was dope. Like I listened to the song whenever everyone was posting it. And then I saw the video and I was just like, what is going on?
Yeah, man. I feel like that video just like solidified that like I'm just down for whatever. Like I don't know, I just be having fun, bro.
Yeah,
That shit
I mean,
was so fun.
It was the most like, spontaneous. Like you don't know what the fuck you were
Bro,
gonna see.
people are putting out like reaction videos to it and shit right now. Like they're fucking hilarious.
So that was a
Like,
question that I asked because like I was diving through all your YouTube and it's like, your videos got a couple thousands and shit like that. And then the past like 3 jump up to like 100,000.
Yeah, just like, old news and Mayday. I think just with a lot of reaction videos associated with it, a lot of those cool Instagram pages like reposting it, and like a lot of blogs and shit. Lyrical Lemonade picked it up.
Pigs and Plains.
Billboard wrote about old news.
Or no, Pigs and Plains was that freestyle, right?
Pigeons and Plains, that was actually just like a whole like highlight of me as an artist. That freestyle that I posted from Pigeons and Plains was a freestyle contest I won years ago.
Oh,
so
wow.
it was like I was just showing the progression. Like, okay, you go from winning a contest years ago to being the artist of the month a couple years later.
Fuck
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, a lot of people who picked up my past couple of singles. So I think it's just like growth that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's about to happen for sure. I mean, it is it's in the motion.
For sure.
What is like, so for you to, you said it took you all summer to release Go. You released Go. You had a great like reaction to it. Start playing shows and everything. Did you ever have like were you someone that was ever like nervous in the beginning about like playing shows or like kind of like being in public as like an artist?
Yeah. I wasn't exactly nervous as an artist because I like had a feeling what I was doing was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't have done it if I wasn't confident enough to do it. But I felt like a lot of the reception wasn't really going to be that great because, Pittsburgh is very like
cliquey,
hometown hero oriented a lot of the time. And I remember me and Benji, we got this Vice cover about us, and I remember hearing like a lot of shit through the grapevine. Like people were saying like I'm not even from Pittsburgh and all types of shit. So like I felt like a lot of Pittsburgh consumers weren't really gonna take me in with open arms, but it was cool because a lot of people did. Like I found like a great scene that accepted me as an artist and helped me grow to where I got to. So. Shout out to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
It's weird because some people will say that Pittsburgh is like the most welcoming, like cultivate, lift everyone up higher. But then like a lot of people will say like it's fucking ruthless.
And and it's crazy because it's literally both of those things. It's very true. It just really depends who you are and how you maneuver around it.
Yeah, how you carry yourself because if you're on some weird shit, people are gonna like just distance themselves from you.
Yeah,
pretty quickly.
I kind of tried to go into it like I wasn't even trying to win that acceptance. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really trying to be the most popping Pittsburgh artist.
Play that hard to get real quick.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, I'm trying to like win a Grammy.
Yeah,
like,
small potatoes over here.
Yeah, like I'm not
keep
worried.
that ketchup, man.
Yeah, no disrespect to anyone. You know what I'm
I get
saying?
it,
But
though.
it's just like I really was more focused
Eye on the prize.
getting all the people who have no fucking idea who I am to like me, and not really be focused on getting people who already know me to like me more than they already do.
Yeah, I like the way that
saying?
is.
So yeah.
Well, what's like the process of you being like an independent artist and you putting this shit out to being, signed? How did that even happen?
Man, well, I guess long story short, it's pretty short. I'll shorten the story, but every time somebody says long story short, they still tell a long ass story. But basically, man, we dropped Go, me and 1-800. And we finished Velma before I got signed. So Velma was already like a year and a half old whenever it came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The whole project?
Bro, literally it's so crazy to think about. Only my past 2 songs I released, I did within like the past year.
Oh, wow.
Like all my other shit is old as fuck. Like I'm on Velma talking about how I just turned 22 and shit. I'm about to be 25.
Yeah, it's weird to think about that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But so Go, dropped that, and after that, I didn't have a manager at the time. It was just kind of Jeremy from 1-800. He was basically managing me. So like anytime we would drop a song, he would send it out to a lot of blogs and shit. They would pick it up if they liked it. If they didn't, they want it. You know what I'm saying? But we were just getting organic growth from that, and just from me doing shows all around Pittsburgh. Like I would perform a lot, like around Lawrenceville and
like where, like Spirit and shit like that.
I'll perform at Spirit all the fucking time.
You never were here for Shadow Lounge.
Nah, yeah, that was before I was even like out
I
here.
guess so. Yeah, because that was early whenever it closed.
Yeah, I was way too young, and I wasn't even making music, and I probably wasn't even in the city.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But yeah, I would perform in Spirit a lot. I would perform in Bushnell a lot in Oakland.
Yeah.
I did that Stage AE show out here. I was just getting booked for a ton of shit. Like, we would perform all the time. We were performing in, like, Ohio, New York.
Like, are you? I mean, in the beginning, are you nervous about performing?
Not really, man. That was like low key my favorite part. Like, I'm just like, I could finally get all this fucking energy out.
Well,
like,
whenever, I mean, I feel like you don't come off as like a nervous person as far as like, you know, your videos, you being out and like, being on like,
bruh, I will have videos like in front of random people.
I know.
Walking on Melrose.
I saw that.
And shit. Like,
and like, I like that. I feel like that, you know, at first people, I did stand up for a minute and it's like, I've never been more scared in my entire life than.
Yeah, stand up to me is a lot different. Cause I'm not exactly scared to do stand up, but I know if I did stand up, I would really want to be on my shit,
bro.
When it comes to
don't even matter.
When it comes to rapping to me, you don't even like gotta always be on your shit.
It's like muscle memory.
Yeah, like it's like you could spit some like pretty mid shit, and some people would think you're fire.
Ooh,
they're like, oh, he said he gets head like Duck Duck Goose. Like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying?
Drop one line.
But for stand up, you say some corny shit, you will literally like get booed. Like, I will not fuck with you at all,
bro. I ate shit for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
you know, I did a competition. I did 4 weeks in a row. It was great. You know, killed it. Went to this other show. They were like, "You got 10 minutes." I was like, "Yeah, let's get it."
Yeah.
I was allowed to have one note card, and I like got up on stage, set this note card on a thing, and I guess like the AC kicked on. Note card blew away, and I started to panic because I was like, "What the fuck?" And because this was all new shit, so I tried to revert back to my old stuff. Couldn't remember half of it, and just ate shit for 10 minutes.
It happens, man. It builds character.
Builds character. Fuck yeah, I like that
for sure. But yeah, whenever I first started performing, I wasn't really nervous at all. No, especially just because I had a whole band with me too. I'm like, I can't.
That's a good point.
I'm like, bro, I'm not about to fuck up. Like, we're all out here for me. Like, we're all out here trying to do this shit. So.
Yeah, it's hard not to feed off of that.
Yeah, so it was always fun. Like, there would be me and Benji. We had a show in Ohio, and I was so confident that show. We showed up without a set. Like, we didn't even have a set. I didn't even have songs I wanted to do, so I went up there and freestyled like 5 random songs I made up on the spot.
How'd it go for you?
Bro, it was lit as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, and there was like an alpaca in the crowd.
Like a real one?
A real one. There was a real alpaca in the crowd. And I had a blue bandana on, so I was like, "Oh shit, alpacas!" Like, it's like, and then I started fucking just performing a song about this alpaca. Like, I'm like, "I met an alpaca today. I met an alpaca today, my nigga." And
I
like
want all that all the time.
The crowd was loving it, and like then I started performing some real songs. We're just laughing, me and Benji like forgetting the words and shit. Like, it was just a good time, bro. It's just about having fun and engaging with people.
Yeah, dude. It don't even need to be like a picture perfect set about anything. If anything, that's kind of like not even why I go to a show. It's like I kind of want to hear some different shit.
Yeah, man.
I want to hear what they're saying in between and everything.
Yeah, man. Whenever I literally at all my shows, I could say like the little intermissions between my songs and shit. That's like me trying to work on my comedy career.
Yeah, I bet.
I'll be just up there telling hella jokes, and I'm like, bro, I fucking suck. I don't know why y'all are out here. Like, y'all wasted y'all's gas.
It's like, fun to just like be silly and shit like that. You know, people were so serious, especially like you know, America in general.
Man, I hate that
serious
shit.
As fuck. I just want to be laughing at people.
Yeah, bro. I just like having fun and being serious at the right times. I like catching people by surprise. Like, I have this show in LA first week of December.
Yeah.
And I think I'm gonna just come out to like a scam song, disappoint everybody. Cause they're like a super hip hop oriented crowd. You know, Mavi's the headliner and shit. So like, they were like waiting for like this fire ass underground alchemist type hip hop. I'm just come out, let everybody down with a scam song. And then my second song is gonna be like
the real shit.
Yeah, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, okay, he's pretty good."
It's like once I come back,
so,
it pulls me right back.
Exactly. So I just feel like that type of shit will make the set like interesting and more like colorful, no pun intended, and just like all types of cool shit like that.
Where so I mean, like your process, I mean, obviously you were well received on your project, so you know, Rostrum comes in and like how does that happen?
Yeah, shit, yeah, I was telling that story.
Okay, professional.
Steer
that car right back in that direction.
You brought that shit right back. It was like a boomerang.
Yeah, you know.
A fucking figurative boomerang.
Xena Warrior Princess.
Oh yeah,
Xena's weak.
All right, well, yeah. So I was doing that cool shit, and then me and Benji ended up getting that Vice article dropped about us, where it was right after WAPO and Mac Pass.
Yeah.
And it was kind of just saying like we were like the next step for Pittsburgh and shit. They mentioned other people in there, like Fed was mentioned in there, Mars Jackson was mentioned in there. It was just like a really good article.
Yeah.
And after that, my homie, I never worked with him, but I used to talk to him all the time. He's like high up at like Adidas now. His name's Mark. He told his roommate about my music, and there was a couple other people telling his roommate about my music too, like just like through the grapevine shit. And his roommate was Q, who's always with Mac. Yeah. So like interview Q. So Q ended up hitting me up, just asking to meet me. So I was like, okay, bet. Yeah, I'll meet you, dude. Why not? so I pulled up to his crib at the time, and he's watching Next Friday. Yeah. And we're just in there laughing, watching Next Friday and shit. And he was just like, so, bro, what's your next step? And I'm like, I don't know. I think I need a manager. And he's like, motherfucker, I'm right here. So he just started managing me, and shit just started taking off instantly pretty much. Like, he got me, well, basically, I knew I was going to get signed. Yeah. Basically, like, we worked out everything, like, while I was still in Pittsburgh. So me and my girlfriend at the time, we moved to L.A., and Rostrum also moved to L.A. a couple years prior.
Did they?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, their office is, like, right on Hollywood.
Okay.
Boulevard, like, but right whenever they moved, well, right whenever I moved there, I got signed maybe, like, exactly, like, 23 days later or some shit. And yeah, after that, they're just like, yeah, let's get out of Velma the right way. We picked the singles for that. I fucking experienced music videos with casting, you know, like all these random people in my video, but like they're just having fun, actually getting paid to be in it and shit. And
I mean, like, what's that experience as far? Because I mean, like, you had like a pretty short trip kind of to get to that point. And some people like work forever to do it,
bro. It was crazy as hell. Literally, the college I dropped out of out here.
What was it?
I went to Cal U.
Okay.
So there's a professor who, yeah, exactly.
For everyone listening, I'm shaking my head. They call that my high school's 13th grade.
Man, yeah, no, I was 13th grade, bro. And I just knew I didn't even want to go to college. So
what were you going for?
Education.
You were going for that then?
Yeah, literally secondary education. Okay. I was trying to be an English teacher. But my professor he was a really good professor. His name is Professor Edmonds. He was like in charge of the African American histories class. Yeah. He kind of just like sat me down one day and was like, bro, like, you should just rap. Like, this will always be here. And it was funny because at the time, all the professors were on strike because they weren't getting paid enough. So he was kind of on some shit like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what are you trying to do what we're doing for? They're treating us unfair. Why don't you just do what you want to do and come back? And I was like, that's a great idea. So like, I like definitely dropped out right afterwards. And it was crazy because I got invited right back up to give like a lecture on dropping out and pursuing music. So like, you
got invited back to Cal U?
Literally like a year later after I started making music. And it was like with Charlemagne and Mobb Deep and shit. And like, yeah, we just, it was cool as fuck.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, shit was cool. So like after I got signed to Rostrum, I was living in LA and now I'm still there. Yeah. And we're just trying to work out the next album though.
Wow. What an adventure for just like a couple years.
Shit's cool, bro.
It is cool. But I mean, like, you definitely put in the work. You could tell. I mean, like, I feel like that, you know, obviously one of the pillars of anyone's business nowadays is Instagram. You're pretty good at it.
Man, I tried, bro. I like all those little random videos. And shit. Dude. Yeah, I usually just come up with ideas for those and like tell whoever I'm with to record me. Yeah, and then I go in iMovie and just like edit them and shit, just like blurting out random shit. Like
I know, and but it's fun because it reminds me of like some CKY type shit.
Oh yeah,
where it's just like, you know, it's chaos and like I like that. What about? So I'm curious because, you know, like we were saying, the Mayday video is probably one of the wildest ones that I've seen.
Yeah,
you know,
that's the wildest. I think the Mayday video is the wildest shit I've ever. Some of the wildest shit I've ever done. Because I did some wild shit. But
I mean, you were in an airplane.
Yeah, I flew that shit. Bro.
Yeah, so like, first of all, you know, I need to know. I'm curious. I want to kind of like unbox this whole video. So the premise of the video. You know, it seems kind of scattered.
Yeah,
because I mean, you're running at one point, getting like jacked. You're doing stand up 1 second, bro, in like a three-piece suit.
That was really just a bunch of different layers of like my crazy ass thoughts just fucking piling up on top of each other.
Yeah,
I knew I wanted to be in a plane. I knew I wanted to be in a cockpit because it's like Mayday. But I did not fucking know Rostrum was gonna get a real plane. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I want to know. I want to know exactly how this happened.
Bro,
And like,
so like we got this new creative director, and like she's so great, and her ideas really like reflect off of like our ideas just bounce off of each other very great.
yeah,
But like I didn't know like she was thinking like that.
Yeah.
Like so I pull up to this little flight school. That's where like we rented the plane.
yeah.
And they're like putting waivers in my face and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck are these waivers for? Like, I'm like, I thought we were just going in the cockpit. What are we doing? They're like, no, you're flying this thing.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm like, oh my God. Okay. So we're fucking, I get back there and like the plane's already there. It's already ready. And there's like a pilot there too, but he's like younger than me. So
I know, I saw that.
Yeah,
I was going to ask you. That dude was like a legitimate pilot,
he
right?
didn't give a fuck about shit. So
He seemed fun in the video.
man, he was fun as hell. Like I think he didn't even know he was gonna be in the music video. But so we're just like, it's just me and him up there, but I have like the co-pilot seat.
Yeah.
So he just presses a button and puts all control in my steering.
Wow.
So I could just control the whole plane. I could descend. I could ascend. I could do literally everything. I could fucking land.
Wow.
So
Is that legal?
man, we were thinking about that, and I kept asking people, and all they kept saying were like, "Bro, people drive without a license every day." So I'm like, good point, man. Yeah, I guess that is true. Like, I should look at the sky. It's so much different. Like, technically, flying is safer than driving. If
That's
you want to
true.
go off a
You
death
always hear it.
statistic, yeah. So yeah, I wasn't scared of shit. I was just up there.
Do you ever have any fear of flying ever? See, like I'm terrified of
Yeah,
flying.
nah.
I be getting, I make myself sick with
Bruh,
anxiety.
If I would have had a fear of flying, I wouldn't have been able to fly that plane.
Well, I feel like if I almost was like, I want to get a pilot's license because I feel like it'll take my fear away.
Bro, no, real shit. After I flew that shit, I was like, I kind of want to just keep flying planes.
Why not,
now.
right?
Like, I won't even fly girls out. I'll just go pick them up.
Yeah, I'll just pick them up.
Yeah, no, but for real though, we were up there, videographers behind me, directors behind me. They're scared as fuck.
I bet.
Because I'm flying a plane right now. And like the pilot, he's just having so much fun. He's like, yo, what's the song called? We're like, Mayday. He like cuts the plane off. We like start fucking flying down.
What?
And he's like, record this shit. The videographer's just scared as fuck.
Oh my God.
We're just recording it. We're flying over like, and then I got control. I was flying over like Malibu, Calabasas. I was all over the place. We were like hella close to the Hollywood side.
I saw that. That's some gangster ass shit.
It was cool as fuck, bro.
Now I'm curious, like as far as working with a label. Obviously, if you're an independent artist, you make whatever you want. How is a process of a music video like that on like a bigger scale like that? How does that process go in? Like, do you come in with an idea to them?
So it really all depends. Usually that is the case, yeah. But I like just bouncing my ideas with directors always, just because they're the people actually bringing it to life at the end of the day. But I usually just write up like a little treatment, just like ideas I have. So like most of the scenes in my videos are like shit that I came up with.
Yeah.
But the director just knows how to really make
that happen.
Because I'm not a videographer. I don't fucking know about lenses.
Yeah.
Nothing. But like they know what they're doing.
The aperture is
Like, I can't even spell that shit. So it's like, they help me bring it to life. But yeah, I am usually like the idea behind it.
It's cool because I know that there's people that are like, I'm very, very like, if I get logos done, like I'm very hands on. I want to put every bit of detail that I can physically do into the logos because I can't. I'm not artistic. I can't do this shit myself.
Word.
But I don't want people like I want it to be my design and my idea. So I know that there's people that like kind of work like that and kind of just like jump in the booth and like they just. Someone. It's almost like someone got to like. It's almost like someone putting like a greyhound in a greyhound race, and it's like they're meant to do something and they do it well, but someone has to put them in that, and someone has to like focus their eyes on the prize. Like, I don't know. It's just weird to hear like how everyone's like process is because you seem to be like kind of like. I don't know, spontaneous where you're like, I'm going to just go out and see what's happening. Are you very calculated?
Man, that I think I need to work on calculation a lot more because, like I just try to stay as creative as I can at all times. Like I'm not really a strategic creative. I just have to make sure I'm always creating, because if I wasn't creating, I think I'd just be dead.
Yeah.
So it's like I'll wake up and literally send my engineer like 5 songs I made that morning.
I mean,
know
are you
what I'm
recording
saying?
this shit yourself?
Yeah. So like I record myself.
Yeah, and then
I just send it out to get mixed and shit. But yeah, literally whenever I got signed, the first shit I bought was studio equipment.
Now, what is like your process of writing? Like, are you someone that is like, you have to write shit down and like work like that, or do you kind of like come off the top?
It kind of just depends how I'm feeling. A lot of like the little like funny scam songs and shit I make, I'd never write those. I just like punch in and say random shit. But you know, a lot of like the heartfelt ones, I usually sit down and just write.
Yeah.
Like Funeral, I wrote that without a beat even. Like I kind of just wrote it as a poem, and my band just like built up the beat around what I was rapping. But yeah, it really just depends on the beat, for real. Like there's times where it feels right just punching in, saying what's on my mind, but there's other times where
It's like jump in there and you're reckless.
I actually just like sit with beats too sometimes and just take a few days to write to shit.
Are you someone that's like, you know, for every one song you put out, you got like 20 in the vault?
Man, bruh, like the amount of music I have doesn't even make sense. I could like it's stupid as fuck how much music I have. Like I can honestly say I have over like 1,300 songs just like in the cut. Like,
yeah.
I was just talking about it. Like I feel like I could literally never make a song again
And still put out music for decades.
and then it could come off like I'm even going through phases, because I probably have multi-personality disorder. So like there's like I got like fucking 7 Lil Wayne phases worth of unreleased music. Like I could have the fucking rock music phase, I could have the scam song phase, I could have the turn up song phase, I got the twerk song, but I just have everything just in the cut. So I'm like, bro, like I could literally go through a midlife crisis next week and fucking shave my head, dye green, fucking move to London, start smoking cigarettes, and then I could just start making house music if I wanted to.
Why not,
and then
right?
I could let down my real fans because I'm making house music now.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna win over so many new fans
100%.
because they like house music.
Yeah.
So then after my house music album, I left out a part because I'm gonna end up going to jail probably over taxes. Or probably over like not paying parking tickets or some shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get bailed out quick though, because you know people fuck with me.
Yeah, you got the bag.
Yeah, but right after I get out of jail, I'm gonna just make a first day out, and then you know people are gonna fuck with me again because I'm rapping. So
And
that's
it's like-
it's gonna bring my old fans.
Bro,
back.
it's like fanny packs. It's like they just a circle of life.
History repeats itself.
Yeah, history repeats it.
So I'm gonna rap again, win my old rap fans back. They're gonna be like, oh shit, he's back in his bag.
Yeah.
So look at that. Now I got my rap fans and my house fans.
Wow.
And that could just happen every album. And I
you
could
said
just
you're
keep
not a strategic person, but
Nope.
look at that.
yeah.
You know?
Only strategic shit I have is like life shit. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna be in London by this time, or I'm gonna be in fucking Asia by this time.
Are you a
Dude,
goal setter?
I wouldn't even say a goal setter. I'm just like, what's the word? I'm about to just make up a word for it right now.
Go ahead, I want it.
I'm like a on the spot manifester. Like it's like I gotta just make it happen. Like
Yeah.
it's like this is gonna happen by this time because I don't know. That's just like how my life works out.
I mean, and so I'm also curious about this. It's like you drop out of school.
Mm-hmm.
What's your mom think about it?
Man, my mom honestly did not give a fuck.
Oh,
Like,
okay, that's cool,
Yeah,
though.
like my mom is really creative herself. So like she's just on some shit like, oh, I mean, as long as you're okay, like
Yeah.
as long as you're not dead, as long as you're not homeless. So
Well, it's
my,
dope
my
'cause
mom
now-
loves me though. Like she supports all my music. She even comments under every post and shit. Like
That's
under,
the best.
under her little private secret account. and
I love
shit.
that.
Yeah, but nah, my mom is hella supportive.
So it's cool because, like, you know, obviously some people can kind of like, you know, kind of like extinguish that spark and be like, yeah, you got to go to school and kind of like figure it out.
Yeah.
But it's cool whenever people can like kind of incubate that creativity.
Man, I was always like, bro, what do you mean? Like the internet exists? Like, of course we had to go to school 15 years ago, but like, bro, literally everything is on Google. Just
Ain't it
fucking
so
Google
crazy?
Yeah,
It's so crazy to think about, like, you know, having MySpace back then and whenever it was like, you're like, this is the wildest thing ever.
Yeah,
and it's like coming home from school and jumping on there. But now we just have everything.
Bro, it's wild too because I really believe the world would keep getting more and more progressive technology wise. Like even as a young dude, I'm like, bro, we're gonna have all types of stupid
Matrix
shit.
type shit.
Yeah, like I was excited for that red pill, man. You know, I was ready to see everything
100%
happen, and I'm glad things are still happening. You know, shout out Elon Musk. You know?
Yeah, shout out Elon Musk.
You know,
I thought it was so funny. They were like, why don't you donate like $6 billion to solve world hunger?
Yeah,
He's like, bet, let's
he's
do
like,
it.
show me where it's going.
I know, I love that.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's like,
and I'm like, they're not about to show him shit.
Never,
Like,
never.
watch
They're
this.
gonna be like fucking erasing some fucking invoices and be like, oh, it's right here.
That was a perfect response.
100%, 100%. Now, whenever you know, obviously, like you're a musician, you know, you're an artist, you're doing all this like wild ass shit there. What would you say? I mean, I know you're real big into fashion. Mm-hmm. You know, you're always wearing wild ass shit. You always got some drip.
For sure.
Now, when did that come into play? Where you were like real conscious of like, you know, fashion and like what you're doing and like putting fits together?
I think all that shit came into play like as organically as like music and like acting and being funny and shit did. Like it just all was a part of me for so long. You know, just growing up, a lot of the people I admired and a lot of the like movies I would watch and shit, like I just admired how they would dress. I admired how they would act. I admired what they listened to. I admired what they made and shit. So, you know, it kind of just came. Like I just kept progressively starting to dress like quote unquote cooler and cooler. And, you know, more and more people started fucking with me about it. Before I moved from here, I was working in a lot of like retail that had to do with like looking cool and shit. So yeah, I don't know. I always been in the clothes and shit, you know, not even on the hype beast shit. It was just like something I always liked.
Yeah. And I mean, like if you look at like some of your fits, it's like, you know, you're wearing like some nice shit, but you're also just like putting shit together with like sleeper ass shit.
Yeah, like there would be days
you had them loafers on.
Yeah,
the other day.
like there would be days I'm wearing like Old Navy or some shit, but like I made sure I wore them Prada loafers with it, or like I made sure I wore those Alexander McQueens. Like I don't know, it's just I think there's so much cool shit in so many different places. The same way I mean, fashion is just like music, fashion is just like movies. Like there's so much valuable shit and shit you wouldn't even expect. Yeah. Like fucking there's a movie that had no budget that might be way better than The Godfather out there somewhere. You just gotta fucking find it. Yeah. There's a fucking t-shirt in the Goodwill worth negative 50 cents that is so much more fire than that Amiri top. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But 100%. It's just about combining the shit you actually like and, you know, not giving a fuck about what people think about it.
Where does the name My Favorite Color come into play?
All right, so so I whenever I dropped out, I told my mom that I was gonna be a rapper, and she's like, "Okay, bet." And she's like, "Well, like if you're gonna be a rapper, you need a name," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know." Like I'm still trying to think about that. Like I was stuck between so many different names. I went through like 30 different ones, and they were all like really fucking bad. Yeah. But I knew I wanted it. Like I was looking at a name like a tattoo. Like I knew I wanted to mean something if it was going to be on me and really like represent me. So she was like, well, coming up with your own style is like coming up with a color you've never seen before. So I'm like, oh, that's a cool way to put that, I guess. I don't fucking know. So I kept trying to think of how I could come up with a color I'd never seen before, literally, without using another color's help. But it's like impossible. It's like, what the fuck does that even mean? Yeah. Like, so I was making music one day and I'm like, wow, I never heard nothing like this one. Like this shit's weird. And I'm like, oh, I guess this is my favorite color then. Like I'm like, oh yeah, I'm my favorite color. And then yeah, I just stuck with it. And I always wanted one of those names where like you could tell if a girl you met at a bar is capping about if they know the artist you're talking about. Yeah. Like there's specific artists whose names are like sentences or like pre-sentences. Yeah. Where like you could talk to somebody about them and they'll just lie like, oh yeah, I love them. And that's how I know if like somebody really fucks with me in a blog or something. If they refer to me as them or something and they just think like I'm a band, I'm like, okay, they're not really up on me and shit. I love like knowing that type of shit. And I always admire like talking to people about Party Next Door or like The Weeknd. Yeah. It's something like that, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, I love them."
Do you have a band name?
Well, not anymore because 1-800 they ended up breaking up. So
So I mean, like you, even like the new shit that you have now, like, are you gonna be like? Are you someone that always wants to perform with like live instruments?
So I like had to like grow out of that shit though.
Why?
Like just because it's not doable all the time. You know, I had to just realize like
hard to like schedule around a lot of people and like kind of make those pieces.
There
work.
was a time I was literally like anti DJ. Like I'm like, I don't want a DJ. I want this to be a crazy experience. I want this guy playing bass and this dude playing drums upside down. I want this fucking blind guy to play guitar. Like I don't know. I was just like so like
a Roadhouse.
yeah, type shit. But you know, I just realized like I can't always do that, and that's a lot more people to pay realistically too. So
see, you always you were saying you ain't strategic. You know?
I mean that's just in the moment strategy.
No,
it's
I
just
get
like
it,
understanding. So yeah, I mean, I became homies with my boy Zay out in LA, and he's just gonna DJ for me just because like we have so much like music knowledge back and forth, and we just like understand each other as people.
Yeah,
you know, I just would want anybody working with me that close for it to be organic as fuck. And, you know, that's like a relationship that organically came. So
that's dope.
Yeah.
What is like, you know, what's it like out there as far as like coming up as an artist? I mean, LA is obviously like, you know, besides for like Atlanta and shit, it's like the mecca of music. You know, what I feel like, you know, you might have been in Pittsburgh, you might have been a big fish in a smaller pond, but out there it's kind of the opposite.
Man, okay, so in all reality, like I'm like a D-list celebrity.
Yeah.
But I guess from like a Pittsburgh perspective, I would be viewed as like a C-list celebrity,
like
right?
Pauly Shore level?
Like even a little smaller, honestly. So I think I always say being a C-list celebrity is just B to A-list celebrities make you feel really bad about yourself. And it's family asking you for money you may or may not have. That's literally all.
In that gray area.
Yeah, like that is the only thing that happened. And it's like people thinking you're a lot more interesting than you actually are. Like people like, yeah, I gotta kick it with you. And then they realize they hate you in like 10 minutes. So like that's pretty much been my life.
This dude is regular as fuck.
Yeah, like this dude isn't funny all the time. He's depressed. What the fuck's wrong with him?
Yeah.
So like that's literally all it really is. I mean, I meet a lot of like really cool people all the time.
Did you post a picture the other day with you, Russell Westbrook?
Oh yeah, Russell's the homie.
Yeah, I mean, like I was scrolling through your shit and I was like, I like scrolled over and then I scrolled back and I like zoomed in and I was like, what is that?
Yeah, no, the way I met Russell Westbrook was actually fucking insane, and because like they like wanted to meet me, like type shit. So basically, he has this brand, Honor the Gift. Yeah. And I knew about them for a while because I was working in social status, so we already sold his stuff even before I lived in LA. But whenever I moved there, they asked could they send me some stuff. So I'm like, bet. So they sent me some stuff. My girlfriend at the time like took like a little photo shoot of me in it. It was hella fire. And he commented under it like fire emojis and shit. And later down the line, the creative director of their brand, he hit me up just like asking me to come down and like do this shoot for like this little swap meet thing they were doing.
Yeah.
So I came down there and Russ was just there, posted, and
that's dope.
Yeah, he just talked to me. We were laughing and shit. I was talking about like how he plays basketball and shit. And, you know, we just chopped it up, man, and it was cool.
Yeah.
And you know, he followed me and shit. And,
that's fucking dope to like have like I don't know, to just like, you know, have it start to happen. You know what I mean?
And it like gets to a point where like you don't even question shit no more. You kind of just like wake up and it's like whatever it comes. Yeah. So, like I literally just wake up and check Twitter and I'm like, oh, okay, word. Yeah. I'm either like, okay, word, or like, oh, I got to do something to have a notification. like that's literally just how I
get that serotonin click.
Yeah, bro.
What is like so besides for music and like what you're doing, like what other, you know, what do you do for fun out there?
1 second.
Go ahead.
Listen to this shit. I'm like 30 minutes out right now, so I'm thinking like 7:30 will be a little bit better. 7:30 or like 7:45 ish. But I'm gonna let you know whenever I'm done with this. I'll keep you updated. It's not gonna be too much longer. It's okay if it's longer. I just lie to people all the time.
I'm keeping that in.
Yeah. But shit, what was it? My bad.
I said, what do you do for fun out there? Besides for
shit.
a lot of people.
I kick it with my family and shit.
Yeah.
You know, I like hanging out with my cousins and stuff. They keep me grounded. You know, they're like gangbangers and shit.
They keep me grounded.
Yeah, they just be out here doing funny shit. I don't know, just like funny random shit. I take myself out to eat a lot. You know, I go on a lot of self-care dates and
Love
shit.
that.
I smoke a bunch of weed.
Yeah.
Do shrooms and stuff. That's always fun.
That's what's up. You like mushrooms?
Yeah, I love them. They're super fun.
Pretty wild for sure.
Yeah, I do them fairly often.
Nice.
Yeah, they're always pretty cool. Watch a lot of TV. I got a PlayStation 5. I play video games a lot.
You're a video game person?
Yeah. I love
What do you be
video
playing?
games.
Like sports?
Man, I love 2K. I love FIFA. I just bought that Deathloop game.
I don't play video games, so I have no idea.
There's like this new game called Deathloop. It's hella fun. It's like you're stuck in a loop. Every time you die, you like start again, kind of. So yeah, that shit's pretty interesting.
That's what's up.
It's aggravating sometimes, but it's fun. But yeah, other than that though, I make music, of course. That's a given.
Yeah, is this like, I mean, so you making music, is this like, are you someone that like goes through like creative blocks where you're just like, I can't fucking figure anything out right now?
So I never have writer's block or anything. I could always get something out.
Yeah.
But I always know whenever I'm forcing something. Like I always know when I'm like, yeah, like I could do much better than this if I just take a break. So like there's days where I'll make like a fucking terrible song and still like get it mixed just to like hear what I was going for.
Yeah.
And you know, I just like go from there like, oh, okay, like that's good knowledge. Next month I'll do way better on a beat like that. Or like there's hella shit I be scrapping that's probably fire. I don't know. Like I be hating a bunch of shit. I'm really hard on myself.
I was just gonna say, are you real critical on yourself?
I'm just like hella insecure all around. Like even like outside of music.
Yeah.
So I've always just, that's why I try to be like so funny and shit. I try to like
Defense mechanism.
you could, yeah, honestly, you could look at it like that. I wasn't even thinking that.
100%.
Yeah, it's more so like I try to make sure everybody else is entertained. I try to make sure everybody's happy. That's why I try to do so many different styles too. There's so many different people I want to realize a person like me they could fuck with.
Yeah.
Because so many people don't fuck with people like me.
Yeah, low key, it's like you wanna make people feel equally as weird across the board.
Yeah, like I want
to your level.
Yeah, like I want depressed people to understand I am sad as fuck too.
Yeah.
I want people who don't give a fuck about anything to understand I don't care about anything. I want people who turn up all the time to understand like I'll turn up too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I asked you, I said, what's your favorite beverage? What do you want to drink? You said Patron.
yeah, I and it's wild because I couldn't think of anything else.
I said, is that all you drink is Patron? And you said, like water, Patron, and hot tea.
Yeah, like I drink water, Patron, hot tea, and yerba mates.
you
That's
go.
like my literal.
The yerba
day-to-day.
mate mint is like
Yeah, enlightenment.
heavenly.
It's a good one. I like Blueforia the most.
I don't know if I've had that one.
It's the best. It's like blueberry.
I love a tea. I'm usually a coffee guy though.
Tea is good as hell, bro.
LA out there. So I mean, your pandemic experience. You know, I feel like I feel like you have to touch on how people make it through. As an artist, that period of time, obviously, you could either use that constructively or just like kind of turn into a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's like, how was your pandemic?
Man, my pandemic was definitely like a huge learning experience because it was like I was doing so much cool shit like career wise that like I kind of lost myself personally. You know what I'm saying? Like I stopped reacting to so much shit I should have kept reacting to. I fell into like a deep hole, you know what I'm saying, as everybody else did.
Yeah.
And, a lot of shit suffered from that. I had like friendships suffer from that. I had relationships suffer from that. And I was definitely in a really dark place, but the pandemic just kind of helped me realize that I could get through shit, and just like keep pushing and just prove that I'm actually here for a reason and shit and, work through whatever the fuck I was getting through. And I think I made like some of the greatest shit I've ever made during the pandemic. So
That no one's never heard yet.
yeah,
I love
exactly. I mean, I made Old News and Mayday through the pandemic. So
Yeah.
and Old News was Mayday. That was one of the first songs I ever even recorded myself. So
Oh, that's been in a tuck for a minute?
Yeah, like that. I'm talking about like Clint Capella being on the Rockets on that song. Like that shit was years ago. Like,
oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? He's been on like 3 different basketball teams since.
Wow.
Yeah, so like it's just a process, you know, and it even doing interviews and shit about Velma over the pandemic, it like helped me learn how to get through a lot of shit I was getting through, because you got to think I was marketing myself as who I was 2 years ago whenever Velma dropped. So it's like I'm talking, people were asking me questions about so much shit I already got through. And at first it was hard because I'm like, fuck, I got through that already. I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, you're like
now,
rehashing it.
Yeah, but now it's just super easy to bring it up, and like I could give advice now, and I could do this, I could do that. So I think the pandemic in LA was, you know, above the materialistic shit. Like, of course, clubs and shit was shut down, but it's like it was a huge learning process. I learned so many things. I learned how to forgive. I learned how to forget. I learned how to hold better grudges. I learned all types of shit, bro.
You learn who you really don't need in your life.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, I learned who I really do need in my life.
Yeah.
And I think the way LA handled the pandemic was really, really dope. Like, I came back out here and I'm realizing like wearing a mask is like by choice and shit. Like that shit,
it's crazy.
That blew
bro.
my mind, because in LA you literally can't do shit without
I
a
know.
mask. Like you could barely order fast food without a mask. Like they'll be like, yo, can you pull your mask over your nose? Like
out
it's
here
like
is wild, bro.
It's a whole new world, because at first LA it was like the most COVID cases, but now it's like some of the least, because they're really serious. You can't even go to bars without your vaccine card.
Unless you're the fucking governor.
Yeah, type shit. Unless you're a governor or Drake.
Yeah,
like you literally can't get in. Like,
are you someone that is conscious of like your mental health and takes time to like to do things to like, you know, keep your mental health in check?
honestly, me being in Pittsburgh right now has to do with my mental health. I think like I had to see my mom. I had to see a lot of my homies from back here. Like, because that shit, you could lose yourself so easily. Like moving back to LA, you kind of just realize like this is great. The weather's always great, but weather always being great proves that like you're not seasonally depressed. You're actually just depressed. So like if you're in LA depressed, you're just fucking sad. Yeah. So
it's like you're out here and you're like, man, if I was in LA, I'd be loving it. Yeah, and then you go out there and you're like, fuck, it ain't
like,
even
fuck,
that
I
nice.
still hate my life. Like, so it's like, yeah, being out there during this time, I'm just like, bro, I kind of want to see a leaf change of color. So,
yeah.
You know, I came back here to see
what's better than the fall? You know what I mean?
It's a dope thing, bro. I
Love
like
it
a lot. It's really cool.
I mean, like, I think one of the, like the downfalls of LA, I mean, yeah, it's cool. It's always like nice weather, but it's like, I love hoodie weather, you know, and sometimes it'd be too warm out there.
Word.
But, you know what I mean? Not bad. What, as far as like what you got coming up, you know, is Mayday just dropped recently, you know, is this like, you're getting ready for a project?
Yeah, man, I'm gearing up for a project. I'm trying to get it out like early next year. I definitely got the songs for it. I'm just trying to, you know, wrap the concept around.
You don't have no names or nothing like that? No dates?
No names or dates yet, but definitely the music's there. Like,
right.
I'm just trying to find the best way to put it out. I'm trying to shoot a couple more videos and just come up with the best rollout ideas and do it the right way.
Are you like, are you someone that's like real critical as far as like, you know, how many tracks are on a project?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, respectfully, like Donda and Certified Lover Boy were like good projects, I guess, but like it's like I'm not gonna say I guess they're good projects, but I feel like they both would have been way better projects if they had like 8 less songs.
Trim the fat.
Yeah, like I think a lot of times things could be a little bit overly saturated.
Yeah, it was too diluted.
And you could only be somebody like fucking Drake or Kanye a lot of times to do something that oversaturating.
Yeah,
but
or Lil B.
Yeah, or Lil B, or like Mac with Faces. You know what I'm saying? Because it just stayed cohesive for so long, and only certain talent could do that.
I know. Even it coming back out again and like being able to like you know spin it again, pretty wild.
It's fucking crazy as hell. That project got me through a lot.
But
fucking like I definitely care about the amount of songs and how long an album is and shit, but
I feel like to the outsider's point of view, like me, I'm just a civilian as far as like, you know, a musician. I never really like, you know, if I got, you know, a mixtape or something like that only had like 5 or 6 tracks on it, you know, as a listener and a fan, I'm always like, fuck, like why ain't there more? Like, but then, you know, the way you explain it makes a lot of sense. It's like you don't want to dilute, you know, the fire that's in there.
Yeah, and I mean, there's so many other songs that could just be on the next project.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit you could hold on to and just wait for the right time to drop it. I feel like
is there like qualifications that you have to meet as far as like working with a like label?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I prefer it. Of course, like it doesn't even have to be like this. A lot of times it's not, I feel like, but I prefer for everybody to be on the same page.
Yeah.
I like, compromising. I like coming to like team conclusion of what we feel is the best because they've been working very long.
Yeah.
And I trust their opinion the same way they trust mine. So,
fuck yeah.
That's the only reason I'm working with them. But it's like there's definitely times where like I feel like this idea will definitely work.
Yeah.
And I have like certain people like, nah, like I feel like this will work a little bit better. And there's been times that they proved that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm learning more and more as I go along the same way they're learning how to deal with me more and more. But it's just cool with Rostrum because I feel a lot less as their artist and like really like a member like of the family.
Yeah.
They've helped me in really shitty situations.
I would hope that's how you would feel.
Yeah, and I mean, they give me opportunities outside of rap too. Like I wrote a bunch of shit for that Rich the Kid puppet skit and shit. Like that was like my first nat at like comedy and shit. Like I actually got to write some of that script.
How did that happen? Through Rostrum?
Yeah, because Rich, he ended up signing to Rostrum. So
did he?
Yeah. So after that, they just reached out and told me to help with the little puppet skit. So yeah, that shit was fun as fuck. And yeah, just like more and more opportunities like they get and could see me doing, they hit me up about. So it's always super fire.
Yeah, that's dope. It's good to hear that you're having a good experience with it all.
Oh yeah.
All right. I mean, obviously you're putting out the album, early next year. Don't know too much about it. We'll touch back on that whenever it's coming out. I'll get to that. But as far as like who you are as a person, I mean, I feel like we kind of like, well-rounded,
Open book, man.
Now, I mean, if you want to, I want to get into the, the good stuff, so to speak.
No, for sure.
So the ending segment that I do with all my guests, and I'm sure it'll be a long one because there's some shit that I want to talk to you about, is an ending segment called Desert Island Questions. So, Desert Island Questions, whenever I give each guest 3 categories to take with them on a desert island to exhaust until they starve to death and die. So the first category, you're sitting like Tom Hanks on Castaway. Okay. You have a little like 12 by 12 tube TV with an integrated DVD player. You get to pick 3 DVDs to have on that island for the rest of your life. What would they be?
The Iron Giant, for sure.
Fire, slept on.
You learn a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Is that a real answer for you, or is that something funny?
No, that's a real answer.
Dude, that was such a good movie.
The Iron Giant was like one of my first favorite movies. It came out, I think, like a year before I was born.
Wow.
Or a year after I was born. But my mom had it on VHS, and she'd always let me watch it. So, yeah, I picked the Iron Giant. Let me think.
You still be watching movies like that, like revisiting them?
Yeah,
bro. I watch like all like the old school like Disney movies over in like pretty recently, and if you watch shit like Aladdin, you're just like, it is so fucked up that like that kind of shit we got to watch back then, because like this dude, whenever she like handed that like young kid in the market like an apple, she's rich, she didn't know she had to pay. This dude was about to cut her fucking hand off, and you're like,
it's wild.
This is out of pocket for like some young kids. But
it really is.
I digress.
So you said it's a DVD? Could it be like a DVD of like a series?
Yeah, okay. I'll give you a whole series.
All right, so I will pick Iron Giant. I'll pick Superbad.
Because
I think Superbad like really shaped my humor. Like I think I could be a token black guy in a Seth Rogen movie easily. Like I think I could be that friend that he has.
Yeah, I mean you could definitely do it
quite easily. Like no ifs, ands, or buts. I wouldn't even have to really prep.
Man, Superbad. What like a pivotal time that I think that came out in 2007,
something like that. Yeah, the scene where he was drawing the dicks, I think, is one of the most iconic movie scenes. Not even comedy. I think movie scenes is one of the most iconic.
My high school, we had something. Our mascot through the students were something called EF cannons, and it was just people drawing dicks all over the school. It was just a crazy amount of dicks everywhere. If it was snowing, our football field someone would run out there in the middle of the night and just shuffle their way all the way along and just make a big ass dick in there.
Hell yeah. Nah,
hell yeah.
I'm into that, man. That was
big
lit.
veiny triumphant bastard.
He said I couldn't eat hot dogs and pasta. He said, you know what foods are shaped like
best
dicks?
foods
the
are shaped.
best ones. Sure to God, that shit was hilarious.
Super bad, unreal.
But my third would be just like the complete series of Martin. Probably, yeah. I probably picked that, and I think I'd be fine.
Yeah,
Honestly,
how many
some
seasons
love
of
in there.
Martin's?
Man, I don't know.
It was on for a grip, right?
It was on for a little. I have it at my crib. I literally just picked so many random episodes that I can't even tell you how many seasons there
Yeah.
were.
Wow,
I'm not
that
even gonna
shit.
try to guess. I might butcher that shit. But
Yeah.
there were just so many episodes per season, I think.
Yeah,
So,
and that's a good pick. You got you got the feel good.
Yeah.
you got
I got nostalgia.
and then you got some
love.
like
I got all types. I got fucking stuff in there, man.
I like that.
Yeah, I got some stuff.
All right. Second category I usually do is 3 books to take on a desert island. Do you read?
I could read more, but I think I could pick out 3 books.
All right.
Fuck. Hold on. Let me think.
I can pick 3.
Yeah, I think I
Bro,
could
I was
fucking-
going to school. I love literature.
Honestly, I think like in a situation like that, I'd finally,
Read the books you wanted to.
I'd finally lock in and read the Bible or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like see what it's all really about.
Yeah.
So I'll pick the Bible for one. There's this fire ass book called My Friend Dahmer about Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
But it's like written in comic book form.
Oh, wow.
So it's very fire. It's just about this guy who grew up with Jeffrey Dahmer and like watched him before he started eating.
I
black
never
people.
heard that.
Yeah, he was really like his homie kinda, and he was just like this weird guy's friend.
Did Jeffrey Dahmer eat black people?
He only ate black people. He ate people who looked just like me. Like I was his type. I always talk about it. I feel like he would have like got me because it's super random and weird to say, but I am a very impressionable person. Like if you just seem like a solid dude, I'll be like, all right, like let's kick it.
The way he looked at me, whenever he just said, I feel like he would get me.
No, he would have got me because I'm great at reading people, but I give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
So like if I was just at a bar turned up with the homies or something and Jeffrey Dahmer walked up to me and was like, yo, bro, like I'm having like a game night. And like he looked like you just like this very like nice upkeep.
All right,
like,
bet, yeah.
Handsome 5 o'clock shadow white dude, you know what I'm saying? If he was just like, yeah, come kick it, like we're gonna watch all that. We're gonna watch reruns of all that. like I'm like, yeah, I'll come through. And then I'm sitting on the couch and he's like, you want something to drink?
Yeah.
You say, yeah, you're done.
Yeah.
But of course I would have said, yeah. 'cause
I
I'm
didn't
sure
know
I'd have
that,
been-
though.
Yeah, I would have been thirsty. But yeah, he only ate like teenage black men.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's crazy.
He'd have ate me, bro. He'd have definitely ate me. But yeah, My Friend Dahmer will
All
definitely
right.
be in there. And the third one would probably be just like a random like biopic book, like just about somebody I really fuck with. Like not even a biopic book. You know that what is that Tupac book of all his poems?
I think it's called that's not necessarily a compendium. Anthology?
Yeah. Some I don't know. Some shit like that. It would be
Collection.
really cool though.
Yeah,
Like,
that would be sick.
I have that book in my house. So
You
I
know,
know some shit like that.
Tony Danza and Tupac were pen pals for a grip.
That's crazy. Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Pretty
That's really
sick.
fair.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure that's right. You know, fact check me.
No, yeah, that's fire though. That's really cool.
I'm going to add in another category because I'm just curious because I've recently kind of became a sneakerhead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've just been enjoying them a little bit more. I never really cared about shit before. For
sure.
What are 3 of your favorite sneakers of all time?
Like specific ones?
Yeah, I want to know
Okay.
specific.
So,
like if there's no cap on price,
all right, yeah, all I ever need, I say this all the time, and I actually have them.
no big deal.
Yeah, Bread Jordan 1s.
All right.
Royal Jordan 1s.
Yeah.
And Black Toes.
Oh, really?
They were like the only.
That's it.
Yeah, that's like all I need.
What are your feelings on mids?
I would never wear them.
Never?
Nah.
Why
No.
though?
It's just like you just know. It's like if you know, you know. It's just like one of those unwritten rules. Like
Yeah.
I was never really big on them. I was always just a lot bigger on like shoes Michael Jordan was wearing.
Yeah, like the retros and like the real shit.
Actual shit he had on, like OG shit. So like I'm like, yeah, like I'd rather get some Chicago ones, highs over some mid Chicago ones. Like it's like what the fuck, and they just look better too, like with pants and shit. Like highs just
Bro,
they
unless
feel
you're
better.
wearing floods, like you can't even see what the fuck they look like.
That's the thing, though. I do be wearing floods sometimes.
That's
wear
all right.
all-
Respect it,
Yeah, I
man.
wear
I
all
get
types
that.
of shit.
I respect
I
that.
be wearing Jinko jeans and shit.
That's
so,
fire.
like, yeah,
You already know I was on Janko jeans.
Bro, Jankos
all day.
are fire, and I have a bunch.
That's what's up.
And I started wearing Jankos because of like, you know that old movie Kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would always see like.
I was about to name my dog Tully.
That's crazy as hell that
Yeah.
you would name him after.
I seriously was about to. I was like, I need another female name, and then my wife was like, "What should we name her?" And I was like, "I like the name Tully."
I don't know.
Like,
I don't
"That's
know.
kinda fucked up."
I thought you said Kelly at first. Wasn't the main character in the movie fucking all the people spreading AIDS? Wasn't his name Kelly? What was it?
No, his name was Tully.
Oh, all right. Then yeah. Then I heard you right. So,
Yeah.
That's why I said it's crazy you named him
I know.
after
Yeah,
him.
yeah, it'd be
Like,
crazy.
But it was a girl though.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
girl.
Okay. All right.
But
Yeah, that's
fuck
what
it,
confused
right?
me. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I thought.
2021.
Word. Yeah.
Name whatever you want it to be.
Bro, yeah, no, it works. I'm with that. You
Now,
can change the background.
Third category. Third category is 3 CDs. You get a anti-skip Walkman.
Fuck. I'll probably pick To Pimp a Butterfly,
Okay.
Sun's Tirade,
Who's that?
Isaiah Rashad.
Okay.
This one's interchangeable. Don't even fucking quote me on this shit.
Yeah.
But I like so much shit, bro. Like I'll need like some
What's the first CD you ever bought? You yourself.
Carter 3.
Is it?
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of. I mean, if you ask 20 people what's the first CD you ever bought, I bet you like 6 or 7 of them was like Carter 3.
Yeah, no, definitely Carter 3. Like I remember literally walking in the FYE and buying it with my own money that
That's
I
fire.
got from like shoveling snow or like cutting grass.
That's
I don't
fire.
remember.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, no, I definitely pick To Pimp a Butterfly, Sun's Tirade. I gotta do more than 3, bro. Like,
That's fine. Rattle them.
Sun's Tirade, Faces, Section 80, fucking. Oh my god, there's so many. Like I'm like drawing blanks.
I'll make it. What about this might be even a harder song. What or a harder question. What's like your you said you're a big Mac head. Mm-hmm. What's your top 3 songs by him?
I can't do songs.
Can't do songs?
Yeah, I probably have to do
Do you
projects.
have like a favorite?
Favorite Mac song?
I listened into Faces again. I think Diablo might be my favorite song, or 2009.
Diablo is a good ass song.
Super wild.
Shit, what the fuck is my favorite Mac song? I really like Objects in the Mirror.
Oh, so good.
Especially the live version.
the live
with
version
the
is
internet.
fire.
Bruh, that song is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
He put so much passion in that shit.
I wonder how many American spirits were smoked that day.
Seriously,
Bruh.
type shit.
Crazy
But
shit.
I really can't pinpoint just one.
That's all right. I respect it. I'll
do.
move on with it.
It's like full. I think Mac is like a project. Or
Yeah.
just like I just love like how cohesive his projects are.
Like, but it's also like the moments. Like, you know, you could feel it. Like when, like if I listen to Kids, I could feel that moment.
Yeah, like I love Kids too.
Yeah.
But it's more for like nostalgia.
Yeah, nostalgic
reasons.
shit.
But and you know it's like cool as fuck to just know the history between that and Rostrum and
Yeah.
shit. But I'm like a bigger Mac fan whenever he like started really coming into himself as a lyricist and
Yeah.
like really started proving he's like a
Macadelic type
rapper.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I started really liking Mac more during like the Macadelic era and like his like deeper albums.
Yeah, depressed that shit.
Yeah.
I like that fucked
the
up
shit
shit.
that like really resonates.
Whenever you could, that's how you know you got some good art. Is whenever you can make some people feel some shit.
Exactly.
Okay, so now before we get into the next of the question, I'm curious about Sopranos. Okay. So you're a big Sopranos fan.
I love The Sopranos.
I never watched it ever in my life until a couple months ago. I binged the entire thing.
Word.
Quick.
Word.
Real quick.
Yeah, me and my ex, that's what we did too.
Bro, sickening because I've never had more. I mean, I have had more anxiety through a show like Ozark, you know, gives you crazy anxiety and shit. But like
sure.
Sopranos was, you know, I asked people like the Desert Island questions, and so many people have picked it. You know, just like so many people have picked Seinfeld, it's like, you know that you're missing out on something. So I was like, fuck it, I'll watch it. Because like, I'm never going to watch Game of Thrones. But like, that's like,
Game of Thrones is good too, though.
I get it,
It's
but
good.
whatever. The ship sailed.
Yeah, nah,
but
I
it's
feel
like,
you.
it's like, so The Sopranos was like the first show that was like
really,
a
like, killing people on
world-renowned
TV and shit.
Well, that, but it's
All
like that's the
types of-
first show that like everyone like followed together. You know, like everyone watched fucking, you know, The Wire and shit together.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that wasn't even as popular.
The Wire. The Wire was really big for me too.
Yeah.
I fucking love The Wire. Like, it's an
now-
amazing show.
I'm curious to know what I mean, it's a spoiler alert, but like I'm curious to know what your thoughts of Tony Soprano
If he died?
Yeah.
I think it would make sense if he died.
Yeah. But what do you think? Because I don't think he did.
I don't think there's enough proof that he died. You know, like it was just like it's such a cliffhanger. Like it's like okay, it was kind of awkward. Like the feeling was feeling kind of weird.
Yeah,
but I didn't see nobody pull a gun out or nothing. I didn't. I feel like the last scene wasn't it just like he was sitting at the booth. Carmelo went. No, who went to the bathroom?
It was
somebody went to the bathroom.
Yeah, but it was a dude sitting at the bar.
Okay.
So the camera was focusing on this guy like something crazy was about to happen. And Tony was waiting for Tony was with AJ and Carmella and they were waiting for Meadow to come in. Yeah. And it's like and then it comes in and then it's like don't stop believing and ship it. Yeah. Whenever that ended, you know, I know that it was like such like a, you know, half of the world was like, that's fucking crazy, that's sick, but half of the world was like, fuck that, that's garbage.
No, I feel like it was probably the perfect ending then, like just not to know.
But if you think about this, you just binged it, right? That's the first time you watched it. Yeah. Think about how pissed you might have been if you had to wait 6 years for that to happen. You know what I mean?
But then I look at it like it had to come to an end sooner or later. It's like
for sure.
But I don't know if Anthony dying would have made the most sense. I think like maybe him going to jail or something would have made more sense.
This is a way that I built this in my head because I've lost sleep over this. I really have. At first, I was, you know, me and my wife were both watching it together. You know, she watched it, it ended. I watched it, it ended. And then I asked her, but we had completely different accounts. She was like, oh, he's definitely dead. He got snuffed out from the dude in the bar or the bathroom. And I was like, I didn't think that because I believe the title was called This Is America. I feel like that the most perfect ending for that is that Tony would just get away with all this because, you know, the bad guy always wins in America, basically. So it's like, how would that ending be if he just got away scot-free, eating a dinner with his family?
That's why I didn't think he died. Because I'm like, if Tony was going to die, he would have died way before this. He was not about to let some fucking dude at a diner kill him.
I know. Especially in a members-only jacket.
Especially not in front of his fucking family. Bro, Tony's adrenaline rushes didn't even make sense. Like, he got out of some situations.
What a good show, though.
Yeah, so I can't even answer it. I hope he's not dead, but like, I'd have
Did you watch a movie?
Yeah.
I didn't watch a movie.
Yeah, I watched it. It was really good. It's cool to see his son was playing him and shit too. So that was really fire. It was dope.
I would like to watch that here soon.
It's on HBO Max.
Okay, so third to last question is something called the death row meal.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay.
So the death row meal is you ever read them articles? You know, people get put to death. They get to pick one last meal.
They say the last meal.
If you got to pick appetizer, main course, dessert, and a beverage.
All right, check it out, man. So I don't eat red meat
at all.
Yeah, no. So
how long?
It's been like 3-4 years now.
You like it? Feel better?
Yeah, like I'm never even craving a hamburger or steak or nothing.
That's crazy to me.
I was never big on steak or nothing either.
I'm not a big steak guy, but a hamburger.
Hamburgers were probably the hardest just because like I live by In-N-Out and shit. But it's just like after you don't eat it for like a month, you don't even think about it. Yeah. And there's so many alternatives. It's super easy. But if I'm picking an appetizer, probably like some fire ash truffle fries. Oh. Like just some crazy truffle fries.
Oh, yeah.
What was that? Appetizer what?
Main course.
Main course. Man. Probably just some like very, very, very good sushi.
Oh,
or something.
I love sushi.
It would be seafood. It would be like some type of seafood. Yeah. Like maybe some really good like swordfish or salmon.
Where I make a fire ass salmon.
Hell yeah. Salmon is probably something like that. Dessert, probably just like a plain piece of fire ash cheesecake. Original cheesecake. I'm not a big dessert dude. Yeah. But I really like cheesecake. All right. And that'd be it.
What about a beverage?
Beverage is like you asked me for the beverage. Just give me a shot of Patron.
Whole bottle of it.
Yeah, give me a whole fucking bottle of Patron. Let me down that shit.
Are you someone that's in the kitchen?
I'm not really like a chef or nothing, but I could like hold my own. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna die.
I like that.
I go grocery shopping.
Fuck yeah.
I believe in myself enough to grocery shop. I know.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I go to Trader Joe's, get some salmon, you know, get some trout.
Amen.
You know, a couple of things. Since the
air fryer, get some trout.
Yeah, since the air fryer dropped, bro, I feel like everybody's a chef, bro. You don't even gotta do shit no more. You just season some shit.
I still don't have an air fryer. Everyone's been telling me
you gotta step it up.
It's a gospel.
You have to step it the fuck up because the air fryer will have you having a whole dinner in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, but it's also going to have, 9 square foot of area on your counter because they look like a fucking gong droid.
Just get a smaller one.
Yeah, I will.
There's some like a little bit
I'll get
bigger.
a smaller one and make cheese sticks one by one.
Bro, nah, hell no, bro. You can power them hoes up and that shit will come out good, bro. Like you can find one a little bit bigger than a tea kettle.
That's what's
like,
up.
They got some good ass air fryers.
I'll look into that. Yeah. Second to last question. If you're getting ready to go on a road trip, okay, you go into a gas station, you grip a snack. Mm-hmm. Last snack of your life. What would it be?
Shit, last snack of my life. Probably those Snyder Hawaiian sweet onion chips.
You already know I know about them. Kettle cooked, baby.
Probably them Johns.
Fire.
Them are some good shit. Or the hot fries, but they're the Cheeto ones.
Yeah.
I fucking down those. I eat them so easily.
You like hot sauce?
Yeah, I fucking love hot sauce. I like hot shit in general. And I got deviated septum, so it'd be like opening my nose up.
Clearing you up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so probably a random hot snack or... I don't know. Them Snyder chips, them shits are fire.
Fuck yeah.
Or the salt and vinegar kettle cook ones are really fucking good too.
Salt and vinegar, too good.
And those are like snacks I get like every day already when I'm just like on the run. So it'd definitely be something like that.
All right. I never understood people would be like, I've had people on here to be like, I picked sunflower seeds.
Yeah,
get the fuck
sunflower seeds aren't even enjoyable.
Not even at all.
Like I feel like people get those just because they enjoy spitting.
Yeah,
or some
that's
shit.
it.
It's like, bro, they don't even taste good.
Yeah.
And it's like you're sucking this seed to get flavor because what you're actually trying to get to doesn't have
bro,
flavor.
you just need some Lowry's.
Yeah, like, I'm like, bro, just go to church.
Boys are gonna start doing key bumps of seasoned salt.
Yeah, like people gotta get their fucking lives together, bro. If you enjoy sunflower seeds, like really enjoy them, you're fucking weird. I like pistachios. Whenever it comes,
because that's for that's a gentleman's.
Yeah, when it come to nut,
yeah,
I don't pause.
Macadamia or pistachios.
Let it play.
Get it out.
When it come to that nut, I prefer pistachio. You know what I'm saying?
Pistachio fluff from Eaton Park. You ever fuck with that?
No, I never even tried it. I was never a big Eaton Park dude. Only thing I would get from there was like their cookies and shit.
Eaton Park does not hold up. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, Eaton Park ain't the shit. Denny's ain't the shit for real. Like I don't
I'm
really
an adult now.
I like Waffle House.
So, I never been there.
Yeah,
bro. There's one
in Washington.
There's one like 10 minutes away from me. Yeah. I have not been there yet.
Bro, you gotta take advantage because like a lot of people in Pittsburgh never even try Waffle House because they don't feel like making an hour drive.
I know.
You gotta just take that 10-minute drive and it's worth it.
I know. I appreciate you making the hour drive out here.
Oh yeah, it's nothing, bro. It's whatever.
Okay, so the last question that I ask everyone is if you could have a conversation with anyone alive or dead, who would it be and why?
Probably like Helen Keller.
Helen Keller?
Yeah, because I just want to understand. Yeah, like, I want to get it. I'm a big like avid like Helen Keller was a myth, dude. I don't
really.
I don't believe it. I don't think it makes sense.
What do you mean?
I think they took full advantage of that woman. I think she was like literally a mascot for white information. Like,
oh my goodness.
Like I think her career was like Christopher Columbus before after Christopher Columbus. Like I think it's literally just blown out of proportion. I don't think that is what happened at fucking all. I think they just capitalized off of her. I think about it a lot because she was like blind and deaf by like the age of like 6, maybe. Yeah. So I think about the process of reading with that, right? I think about teaching a person how to read from that.
Yeah.
Like, how would you go about it? Like teaching a person who's 6 years old who is blind and deaf how to read?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. You can't teach her sign language because she can't see.
Yeah.
You can't teach her Braille because she can't hear what that feeling means. So my theory is that Anne Sullivan, who was her teacher, and is also an author, you know, if you want to go with that.
Took her story.
I don't think she took her story. I think she like was telling stories through Helen Keller and using Helen Keller as the storyteller. Because people will definitely buy a blind and deaf person's books before they buy, you know, Anne Sullivan's books.
It's a really, really valid point.
There would be times you would look at interviews and shit of Helen Keller, and she's like, you know, no disrespect, but she's like, and then Anne Sullivan will get on the mic. And
is there interviews of Helen Keller?
Yeah, but she's not like talking. You know,
I've never seen that ever in my life.
She can't really speak, but we're expected to believe this person wrote all of these books and shit. You know what I'm saying? And
wow,
you know, Anne Sullivan will get on the mic after Helen Keller said, like, you know, what a blind and deaf person would say. and she'd be like, "Oh, she said she loves you," like just like shit like that. You know, it's just like you're just capitalizing,
like a medium.
Yeah, you're just taking advantage of this person, and I'm sure Helen Keller made a ton of money for people. And then there's like wild shit saying Helen Keller was like racist and shit. I'm like, how are you blind and deaf by the age of 6 and you're racist? I have a lot of questions, and I remember asking these questions in school, and I would like get sent to in-school suspension for it because they didn't have an answer.
I know.
So I want to meet somebody like Helen Keller who somehow conquered, you know, being blind and deaf by the age of 6 and being a very successful author, you know, something that deals with a lot of senses that she did not have. And I would want to sit her down and do whatever the fuck Anne Sullivan did to get all these words out of her and actually hear how that type of, you know, disability would speak, you know, and that's no disrespect to disabilities or anything.
No, I get it.
I just don't understand at all how this can make sense to people.
That's I would say that that's probably one of the most well thought out and most interesting choices and explanations that I've ever listened to.
Yeah, like I don't give a fuck about these rappers and shit. They're just gonna be like talking about shit that my big cousin.
Well, it's not even like that. Like I'm not picking rappers to like talk to. Like whenever I kind of like my answer always changes, but I usually center right around Robin Williams and Richard Pryor.
Oh yeah, those would be good ones too.
Be crazy.
I have a ton of questions for Robin Williams,
dude. Like Richard Pryor, even I just listened to a podcast with his wife, talking about like his life and like, you know, how crazy, you know, it really was behind the scenes.
They were saying all types of shit about Richard. I even heard shit like he was bisexual.
Bro,
shit,
yeah,
like
bisexual, like pulling guns on his females that he's with, like, you know, crazy drugs. People don't know that he lit himself on fire.
People that, I have a bunch of lines about that. I'm like, man on fire, Richard Pryor. Like, I say like a ton of shit like that. But Richard Pryor is another one of those just geniuses that I know had a lot going on mentally, dude, that I would love
so much
to hear from. So yeah, Richard Pryor is a great choice. But Helen Keller, bro,
yeah, that's like a mic drop.
It's like I need her to be real and just really break it down with me. Either she wasn't as blind and deaf as motherfuckers think, or that story just isn't real.
It just immediately makes me think of the one. What was it? The Adam Sandler movie whenever he throws the tennis ball to blind dude's head, anger management.
Literally, like it's the same idea. Like it is 100% the same idea.
How about you know, we both, you know, spend the next year like researching this, and then next year, you know, whenever shit's popping, whenever the album comes out, come on back here. We'll dissect this Helen Keller shit.
I gotta meet some of her family and shit and see what they think, because like I feel like some of them would be like, yeah, Anne, bro, she was no good. Like she. Yeah, those fucking Sullivans, they fabricated her image, and like I don't know, like I can only imagine all the lies that were being told back then. Back then, people would believe literally anything. Like internet wasn't a thing. There's no way. We were like North Korea out here. Like it was like we were so sheltered from so much. Shit.
It's wild to think about that, because think about the level of like, you know, people are so connected now, so it's like people don't have to like really be curious about people's lives because they already know what's going on in people's lives. But back then, whenever you like had people come over for like, you know, game night and shit like that, you didn't spend. That's why people fucking hate their family because of Facebook. It's like back then, we're having conversations about the small talk that like you're just trying to catch up on. Oh, I got a new dog. You know, my job is new. But now people already know this shit. They're like, God, I fucking voted for Donald Trump.
Bro,
you know?
Back then people were like, yo, I got this new thing called a Walkman.
I know.
And it's sick. It plays music. And like, you're like, right now we're like, bro, like I already saw a review of that on YouTube. I don't even want it.
Bro, we have a microwave for the first time.
Like our TVs are color. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit that I feel like Helen Keller would have some comments on since she was talking.
Helen Keller answer is wild to me. I'm gonna be thinking about that tonight while I'm falling asleep.
Yeah, bro, that shit don't make no fucking sense.
It really don't.
None at all.
Yo, I appreciate you coming by and making some time for me to talk to me.
Dude, I appreciate you talking to me, bro. I don't got friends, bro.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Give everyone who's listening, where can people find you?
Oh man, I am My Favorite Color everywhere. Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, those random ass ones.
YouTube.
Yeah, you know those. I'm on literally everything you could think of. Pandora.
Can you torrent your files? You think?
Man, I might as well.
You should put them on there just so that's a capability.
Hell yeah, I really could. But yeah, I'm everywhere, man. Instagram, everywhere. Just my favorite color. That's
you got any like events or show? You said you had a show.
Yeah.
December.
Show December 4th. Opening up for Mavi down in the Moroccan Lounge in LA. So if anybody listening will be there, hell yeah, pull the fuck up. It's
if anyone's listening in LA, much appreciated.
Yeah, if anybody's listening in LA or gonna go to LA for some reason,
for real though, I have I have some pretty wild like numbers on like weird places like
that's how my shit is. Like
United Arab Emirates,
bro. They fuck with me in Portugal.
240 listens like just per month, and you're just like, who the fuck is listening?
They love me in Portugal, bro. I'll run them districts. I'll go up there and get cool with Ronaldo and Luca and shit.
Fuck
like, I don't give a fuck. Like, for real. It's all about the people outside of America.
All the Gracies.
Them the people who will buy your shit.
Yeah.
Them the people
I know, for real.
They'll really support you. So.
I know. Full circle. Whenever you said, I'm not spending time on trying to make the people who know who I am like my shit. I want to make the people who don't know who I am like my shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
For sure.
Everyone else that's listening, I appreciate it as usual. To end this episode, I'm going to play my favorite color, Single Mayday. Thanks for listening, and I'll call you right back.
Gang.
But a nigga came up so high, I touched these guys like I ain't had shit but a plain little bitch. Don't ask me how I get right. Nigga jumped out that trunk, off that porch and touched these songs. Cause I do what I did and I did what I do. Cause I want. Mayday, nigga, I'm up here, mayday. Shit feel like my heyday. Aim at the stars with a AK. Shoot, mayday. Going down like 360. Wrap it up, nigga, I'm gifted. World in my hands, I'ma kiss it. Yeah, dun-dun-dun. Satisfied to my niggas, get it? Rockets with me like Clint Capella. Yo, fly high, yo, get propellers. No he say, no she say. We gon' spray. Yo, it's the message. Life is a daydream. I've been drunk all night, so I daydream. Cause I hate being sober like social. Nigga knock it out the park like portholes. Man, a nigga just walked through a portal. And the shit turned me immortal. If a nigga kill me, I'm cordial. Bet my niggas gon' ride like carpools. Hold on, fuck life, I'm a poltergeist. Fuck you and those other guys. If you ain't fucking with me, you ain't fucking with me. You should just commit suicide. Differences between you and I, you idolize, I capitalize. Mama done raised the problem, can't nobody solve her. You a pawn, raising arms, fuck your question, fuck your answer. I'm the answer, I cancer, met the world with Topanga, then I left because of that it hates niggas. I ain't fucking with no socialism, communism, chauvinism. Quit voting for the puppets, nigga. Don't like me a fuck, so fuck it, nigga. Nigga just hit a lick, stole these show and shit, stole your hoe and shit. Blacking out like melanin, nigga just hit a lick, stole these show and shit, stole your hoe and shit. Humming up. I ain't had much, but a nigga came up so high, I touched these guys like I ain't had shit but a plain little bitch. Don't ask me how I get right. Nigga jumped out that trunk, off that porch and touched these songs. Cause I do what I did and I did what I do. Cause I want. Mayday, nigga, I'm up here, mayday. Shit feel like my heyday. Aim at the stars with a AK. Shoot, mayday. Going down like 360. Wrap it up, nigga, I'm gifted. World in my hands, I'ma kiss it. I know they wanted it like this. Why'd y'all just tell me I wanted it like this? Watch me flex a flex. I just send a check. Sent your brother text. Get your loss, I guess. Keep my name away. Drink my pain away. If I die today, at least I'm fly today. I'm so up I crouch when I walk inside my house. I don't talk to y'all, I just sound you out. Fuck your IG, I'm so gone, can't find me. I just mix some Maddie with some motherfucking Stowski. All the way. With some motherfucking Stowski.